Hello everyone. Welcome to the Raw Take. I'm your host Rob Reed. This is your review for NXT TakeOver 36. This was an excellent show, absolutely excellent. Uh, this blew SummerSlam away by leaps and bounds. Not to say there was nothing good on SummerSlam, but I mean, with the whole Bianca Belair burial and everything and all that, it like I said, that really soured that show for me. Tonight there was nothing that soured the show for me. Everything was good to absolutely excellent, like top tier. Uh, this is one of my favorite wrestling shows of the year. I will go ahead and say that right now. NXT Takeover 36 is probably my one of my favorite. It's up there with, I'd say, um, hmm, yeah, I'd say uh, Double or Nothing. It would be up there with Double or Nothing from this year, for sure. Um, so we'll get into it. The first match on the card. Well, the kickoff, they had a quick squash match with Ridge Holland just squashed Trey Baxter. That was nothing. That was on the pre-show, so it didn't really matter. First show on the main show. First match on the main show. They kick off with Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight for the $1 Million Championship. If LA Knight wins, Ted DiBiase becomes his butler. This was a fun match. Didn't go super long, but it was fun. Um, uh, Cameron Grimes basically did go for a lot of trying to get the $1 Million Dream in, trying to lock the $1 Million Dream in for much of the night. That was his big thing of trying to do. He did eventually lock it in, but LA Knight was able to run towards the ring turnbuckle and was able to ram Cameron Grimes into it. So he was able to break it up. Eventually, the referee gets distracted by Cameron Grimes, and Ted DiBiase hits him with a big punch, staggers him. He gets back up and he locks him into the $1 Million Dream proper. LA Knight passes out. He rolls. DiBiase throws LA Knight back in. Just as LA Knight's waking up, Cameron Grimes hits the cave-in stomp for the 1-2-3. Easy, quick. Get the fans happy to start the show. I was perfectly fine with it. Cameron Grimes, is I've pointed out in many of my NXT reviews, is one of my favorite characters on all of WWE programming right now, and he's just so fun to watch. He came out wearing looked like Ted DiBiase's ring entrance jacket, and he had the $1 Million trunks. I thought it looked great. Really cool comeback. Really cool throwback. I thought that was really fun. Next, we have the women's title match between Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Another fun match. I would say I think I would have preferred Dakota Kai win, but it seems like they're sending her to the main roster, so they had to. So I guess they're going to have Raquel get a little bit more, stay on NXT for a little bit longer. I mean, I think Raquel is a ready-made star as soon as she goes up. Dakota Kai should be great on main roster. Should be. I because I know she could have amazing matches with Bianca, with Becky Lynch, with Rhea Ripley. We've seen her have good matches with Rhea Ripley. Uh, Good matches with Charlotte. Like she can have good matches with anyone, but she's already been jobbing out on main event. So what's the point of her being on the main roster? They're just going to job her out, and I have that fear. They're not going to actually do anything with her because there's a track record now. There's a track record of really bad booking for the women's division, and I sadly don't see it getting any better. Raquel wins with a top rope version of her power bomb, which looked really good. So that was cool for the finish. So I was fine. I wasn't. That was probably my. Would probably be my weakest match of the night, but there was no like bad match. There was no bad match tonight. Now the next match. Now I said last night in my SummerSlam review that Edge versus Seth Rollins was right up there with my match of the year candidate. Well, that's not there anymore. Well, it might be up there, but it's not going to be my match of the year by far. That got surpassed big time. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT UK title is by far the best match of the year. Like, I'm sure we still have like a half a year to go, and there are a lot of big things coming up, and between AEW and even WWE, as bad as their booking has been, they still have some good matches. I don't follow enough of New Japan to really have an opinion there. I would like to start to. And same with Impact. I don't really get an opportunity to watch Impact as much as I would. So, but right now, even going that far, I highly doubt there is much happening on any of those shows that were better than this. I get called an AEW mark all the time. Sorry, this is This is a better match than anything I've seen on AEW this year too. Don't twist any words. This is by far the best match of the night and best match of the year. These two literally slapped the shit out of each other. Like there was no pulled punches. There was no pulled chops, pulled slaps. They hit with full force. I mean, go Google Ilya Dragunov's chest. Picture of Ilya Dragunov's chest after this match. Like the welts and bruises, just they speak for themselves. Walter, I think, was training for the World Slap Fight Championships because he was rearing back like almost cleared back to his back to just haul off and slap. He slapped Ilya Dragunov. I guarantee about it, probably as hard as he can, and he did a clothesline that would make JBL jealous. Like, he looked like he took Dragunov's head off. And Ilya Dragunov wasn't much different. He came back with a kick that looked absolutely brutal. And eventually, the finish was Ilya was just beating on Walter's, the back of Walter's neck. He was like hunched over, and then Ilya like hurked him up into a rear naked choke. It wasn't like it did not look like a WWE or professional wrestling version of a rear naked choke. It looked like a legit MMA rear naked choke, because he, like, not only did he pick up, he like jerked up on his head and like yanked back. Like, Walters was picked up like off the ground for a bit and like immediately tapped out. Like, there was no wait a few seconds like you're trying to fight it out and then tap. It was 100% got locked in and tapped out. So I think he probably told Dragunov to put him in a legit rear naked choke, and he tapped out on the spot. This was by far the best match of the year. You knew going in, if anybody had seen the first match they had, you knew that this had a lot to lead up. And I actually think this was probably better than that one. Crazy enough, I think this match was probably better than the first one. So Ilya Dragunov finally ends the something like 880 days that Walter was the NXT UK champion. So this is really cool, really good, really good shit. You know, there's the meme, the Vince McMahon meme. That's such good shit, pal. No, this was good shit. This was good shit. Next, we had next was the 2 out of 3 falls match between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. I think everybody going in knew what the outcome was going to be, one way or another. The first fall, Kyle O'Reilly won, actually very quickly. Adam Cole tried to do the Panama Sunrise. Kyle O'Reilly was able to do a sunset flip out of it, and he hit him and he pinned him 1, 2, 3. Got just like only a few minutes in, so he gets the first fall. They go into the street fight part. Adam Cole gets his controls the main part of that. He eventually even does Britt Baker's lockjaw, which I thought was a nice touch. He eventually puts 2 chairs together, spine to spine, and he like just throws O'Reilly right on top of the 2 chairs. He gets the pin there. That leads, they drop the cage down. That starts the cage part. I would say this went a little fast. This was a lot shorter than it should have been. I think it should have gone a little longer. But they just kind of went a few minutes. Adam Cole like grabbed some handcuffs. he cuffed the cage and he cuffed O'Reilly's arm to it. But even though he was handcuffed, he was able to lock in heel hook and made Adam Cole tap out for the win. The crowd was not happy with it. They did not want to see. I think the crowd wanted Adam Cole to win big time. And it was Fightful Select did report after this that Adam Cole, as of right now, has not re-signed with WWE. As of now, he did not re-sign. So unless he signed right after that and is going to be on Monday night, he's an absolute free agent. There's no non-compete clause, and also throughout the night, especially after the lockjaw part, you saw Britt Baker kind of mention it, and then the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks have been doing this thing where they keep changing their bio, and it's always the bio is always a hint about something. It's either a joke about the match they had, or it's a tease about something that's coming up. They did it a lot with CM Punk before Friday, and tonight, and we've seen a few times they had a little emoji of a ghost, which is a callback to when Adam Cole went to WWE and was kicked out of the Bullet Club. They killed him off on being the Elite. But on the Young Bucks banner profile, the banner photo is of the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega dressed as the Ghostbusters with someone with a ghost mask on. And their bio has a link to a YouTube video about the greatest seances in history. So another big tease that, and with the news coming out that he didn't resign, it's very, very, very likely that Adam Cole may be showing up Wednesday night on Dynamite. Obviously, I can't say he is absolutely. There's always a chance that right at the very last minute, Vince will get him to sign a contract. Maybe he backs the truck full of money up to Adam Cole's house, and he's able to get him to re-sign, but I don't see it happening after they fired Bobby Fish, one of his really good friends. His other good friend Roderick Strong had his new faction cut off at the knees right from the beginning by firing one of his guys. So why would Adam Cole want to stay with a company that fires his friends because of budget cuts? I don't see it happening. But the match was good. The match was fine. I was fine with him losing on the way out. That's what you do. That's what you do. You lose on your way out. I have no problem with that. And then finally, the main event was Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross. I will admit I have not been a fan of Karrion Kross throughout his run. in NXT, and it has nothing to do with what they've been doing on Raw, but that certainly has not helped any. But all that being said, this is probably his best match he's had on NXT. And even though it was very obvious Samoa Joe had some ring rust, he did have show signs of fatigue by the like 10-15 minute mark. He was obviously tiring, but eventually Samoa Joe hits the muscle buster, brings back the muscle buster. 1, 2, 3. He's the first ever 3-time NXT champion. I'm really, really, really damn happy about that. A lot of people on Twitter have said it, and I will reiterate it. Professional wrestling won this weekend. The best matches were wrestling matches. Like John Cena and Roman Reigns. That was a good wrestling match. Edge versus Seth Rollins was a fantastic wrestling match. Every match on this show was a good to fantastic wrestling match. It wasn't overbooked. There was nothing overbooked. No WWE overbooking. There's none of that. Everything had a good story. Beginning, middle, end, finish, straight finish. No stupid bullshit. Just straight up wins. Straight up wins and losses. So I applaud NXT for tonight. If everything is true, what the rumors are, that they're going to go back to the old days of just hiring all big guys that have never stepped in a ring before, at least they gave it one last hurrah. That's what I looked at it like. And it did feel like that. It did feel like it was the end of the NXT we have come to know and love. That's just what it felt like tonight. If you like this review, drop a like. Subscribe to the channel for more videos. Comment down below. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Rob Reed. And I will see you in the next video.